Hey, to whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so quit your worry. I get it, the odds seem stacked back against the wall, but even consider it such, know you'll stand tall. Sat and watched from the sidelines, one too many times. Wicked games we play make me wanna lose my mind. Found solitude knowing it'll be over soon. Ever need a boost, count on me for the 1-2.
Welcome to the Suplex Sports Podcast. It's your boy Mish, back at it in full effect with your weekly roundup here live and in full effect once again on the Suplex Sports Podcast. Please take a moment to hit that like button, that share button, that subscribe button, and be also to check us out on Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and all platforms where Suplex Sports is currently available, including Apple. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Big news going on in NFL, MLB, NBA over the last week. With that said, I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. Micah Parsons has requested a trade from the Dallas Cowboys. What's going on in Jerry's world? I have no idea whatsoever, but what I do know is that Jerry he's been taking his shots. He's been saying a lot about, contract extensions and injuries and things of that nature. It seems to me he's been very hesitant to offer Micah Parsons a new contract. Mike is doing, virtually the same thing that any other superstar would do, including the same thing that Terry McLaurin's going through right now. We've seen CeeDee Lamb hold out last year with the Dallas Cowboys and ultimately get rewarded with a brand new contract as well. I'm a little confused as to what's taking so long on getting this done. And then there's also the fact that reports are saying that Jerry's been trying to get this deal done without Micah's agent. So it's been trying to meet with Micah directly regarding it. And, when it comes down to business, you really gotta have your peoples around you. Your solid people, your day ones, A1s who have your best interests at heart when it comes down to signing contracts. So I'm not mad at it. Mike has got to do what he's got to do. So, hopefully Micah lands with a good team and what he's desiring in terms of contract as well, and essentially go from there. With the same news, scary Terry McLaurin, he's also requested his trade from the Washington Commanders. He's been looking for an extension or another deal, essentially. Hasn't been able to get that done. There's been no communication or contact per reports in terms of getting a new deal done. So as we are getting close to the NFL season, my man got to do what he's got to do. Same thing as Michael. He says, you know what? I got to be out. You guys are playing with my money. I'm trying to get my just desserts of what I'm doing. I see other players in the league who have essentially been really loyal to their teams and showed up, showed out in every way, shape, and form, the community, and did everything that they could do to implement, a good, positive environment and community and things of that nature. Terry don't want to be there. It's a done deal. I hope that Terry McLaurin lands on his feet. I'm pretty sure that he would. He's a very good receiver, very dynamic in his own right. Wouldn't have a problem getting on to another team. We'll see if the Washington Commanders go ahead and essentially if they make a deal regarding potentially trading. And as I'm reporting this to you guys, the Dallas Cowboys has officially came out and said that they have no intentions of trading Micah Parsons. So it looks like there could be a stalemate out in Dallas in terms of Micah getting actually traded or getting shipped out. So, but that's just a situation we're just going to have to monitor as officially next week. I believe the first preseason games has begun. This past week, Thursday night, was the Hall of Fame game between the LA Chargers. I keep saying San Diego. The LA Chargers and the Detroit Lions. The Chargers went ahead and put up a 30-piece on the Lions, but it's just preseason as everybody's getting settled and set in, essentially. So It's just an audition game, mainly the first game, and then the cuts of stuff will steady come as the latter months of August goes forward, before the start of the season in September. So we're gonna go ahead and looking forward to that as well. All right, moving on. Luka Doncic has signed a 3-year, $165 million extension with the LA Lakers. I want to say it was kind of expected that Luka would essentially stay in LA. I don't think there was any doubt in it. It was just about getting it done. So it's done, and Luka Doncic is now in LA for the next 3 years. That essentially secures LA in terms of stardom, as LeBron James will be set to retire, if not after this season, but surely next season. And that's just me, just talking out my mouth. He could go ahead and change his mind and decide that he wants to come back next year again and keep it going. But I mean, I really don't see it. If he does, he does. But I mean, LeBron's LeBron, and as much as he spent on his body and keeping himself in shape in the line, I wouldn't be surprised if he went the extra mile. All right. There was some MLB action in terms of the trade deadline that came up this past week. I want to say, like, the biggest thing for me, I'm hearing, was Carlos Correa going back to the Houston Astros in the trade with the Cleveland Guardians. The Minnesota Twins. I really didn't expect it to happen. I mean, watching MLB from a little bit of a distance in a way, didn't expect that to happen, but it did happen. And yeah, Carlos Correa is back in Houston. Also, Shane Bieber has been traded, also from I believe the Guardians to the Blue Jays. Yeah, from the Guardians to the Blue Jays, Shane Bieber. In terms of him as a starting pitcher, I think he's pretty good. And the thing is that as you go on with starting pitchers, new pitchers are coming in, new talents coming into MLB, prospects and the like. Things are going to get shifted around, considering that they're not in it per se. Yeah, sometimes it might be good in that rate, to go ahead and just sell off what you can sell off and just call it a day. But Shane Bieber is headed to Toronto with the Blue Jays from the Cleveland Guardians. Most intriguing news to me also was Gilbert Arenas being arrested for allegedly running a gambling operation, him and a group of guys. Allegedly, the house is in Gil's name, Gilbert Arenas' name, and he was posted out on bond, and will make a court appearance, I'm sure, sometime in the next couple of months, if not sooner. And we'll just monitor that situation as that goes along. My feelings towards it is that I hope it's not true, but at the same time, it's like, you're making good money, you're making good bread. Like, what's the point in going ahead and doing all the extra? I mean, I understand, like, gambling is gambling. It's an addiction. It could be also somebody's personal hobby. In that retrospect, I think take lessons from Floyd. Get you a couple of slot machines in your house and go from there. It's not like you don't have the means to do it. It's not like you don't have the means to do it, but if you're going to do it right. What's going on? Oh, it's going to be that type of night. Okay. Yeah, cereal. Damn. Okay. Well, all right. Yeah, you start talking about Gilbert and getting in, you start talking about that, then the siren starts wailing in the background. I had nothing to do with that. Okay. Also, Shannon Sharp, Uncle Shay, he settled his case, his lawsuit with the young lady from OnlyFans. Man, well, y'all done set it off, huh? So, yeah, with the sirens going, yeah, Uncle Shay. Yeah, he settled his the lawsuit with the young lady, the young OnlyFans model, for a undisclosed amount of money. Rumors has it out there that she got $25 million off of the lawsuit, and all I know is that she just went ahead and retired from OnlyFans immediately after. So she's pretty much good. She's set. With that also said, Shannon Sharp was officially let go by ESPN. Knew that was gonna happen.
You didn't should have waited.
No, there was no.
Well, due to his brother being on, like, being again.
Yeah, well, yeah, they should have waited, and considering things, they should have been respectable in the matter and just waiting until after Sterling Sharp was inducted into the Hall of Fame and essentially went from there. I think that's probably the more professional thing to do, not to, put it out there beforehand. And especially when you're asking, you're coming to them and you're requesting that, listen, it's done. I know, but can you just please respectfully, after my brother's, inducted into the Hall of Fame, you can go ahead and report whatever you need to report after the fact. Of course, they're not going to do that. Of course, most media is not going to do that. They got to be the first to get ahead of the ball, the first, ones to get the ratings and all of the like as well. So, in that regard, that just goes to show you don't, if you're going to do it, just go ahead and do it, bro. The best thing that you could probably do for yourself is set your own press conference and put it out there yourself, instead of letting the media do it. We all got podcasts out here, which is essentially our own platform to give our own opinions of situations and, use your platform. I would have been on my platform and said what I need to say and left it at that. Sometimes you don't need to leave it in the media's eyes, bro. Sometimes you come out and say what it is and leave it at that. You need a public for that, for you to speak your own mind and speak your own voice when you got your own podcast. Simple as that, bro. So I get that you probably might have a team around you who's probably telling you not to do it, but I would have done it. And essentially, just being open and honest with the situation and going from there is probably the most respectable thing that you can honestly do. Just from my perspective, I'm just saying. All right. Also, Joy Taylor announced her retirement from Fox. Announced her retirement from media, essentially, as she was fired from Speak, as well as a slew of former professional athletes and dignitaries on the Fox network as they're making room, for new shows and things of that nature as well. Had a little crush on Joy past few years, so it, hurts me to see her go out of the game the way it's going out, but I get it. Listen, there's so much for her out there to go out there and do. She can create her own podcast. Joy Taylor has a wonderful following, and a lot of supporters of her as well. There's nothing for her to get back on, or essentially find a lane that she wants to essentially be in and just go from there. Simple as that. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'll salute to you, Joy. Go ahead, baby girl. Suplex Sports. Anywho, Deion Sanders, Prime had bladder cancer. Announced he had bladder cancer and had his bladder removed. I mean, I'm very fortunate and very, humbled and happy, for the fact that world-class doctors here were able to get Prime up and running, able to find a solution. In terms of his way of life, will be a little bit different, but he's still determined to coach the University of Colorado Buffaloes and do his thing out there, essentially. Of course, they, considering his diagnosis, certain adjustments will have to be made in terms of him on the field, sidelines. One heard, I believe there will be a porta potty for him specifically on the sidelines. And if there's anything else that he needs to be assisted with medically, we'll be there with him as well. It's the prime example, no pun intended, for everybody to keep going. Everybody's going to have their little roadblock, blocks, setbacks, and things in their path and nature and way of life in every way, shape, or form. But one thing that Deion is showing me is just to keep pushing, keep going. No matter what's in your way, keep pushing, keep going. And I'll salute our respect to Deion Sanders and hope everything works out well for Prime, and look forward to seeing Prime on the sidelines this upcoming fall for the season with the University of Colorado Buffaloes and doing his thing in that regard. Go ahead, Deion, do your thing, Coach Prime. That's right. The Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, has retired from the NFL after 12 seasons. The Honey Badger, Super Bowl champ, 3-time All-Pro, second team All-Pro, 3 times Pro Bowl, 2010's All-Decade team, and amassed 36 interceptions. Flex Sports honors the man, the myth, the legend, the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. Enjoy your retirement, my guy. Enjoy it. You deserve it. Out there thumping and banging. One of my favorite defenders, honestly, of the 2000s up to now has been the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. Never say die attitude, going out there giving his all and doing his thing. Also, one thing we did not get the report that came out, quarterback Will Levis out for the season with the shoulder injury. That means that essentially clears the way for Cam Ward as the number one starter for the Tennessee Titans going into the season. It's going to be very good, very interesting. Can't wait for me to get my hands on the Cam Ward card, autograph, signed, whatever, any type of rookie card. I think Cam Ward's going to do great things, and we'll essentially go from there. Also, CP3 is returning to LA. Chris Paul is back with the Los Angeles Lakers for his 21st and possibly, I would say so, final year in the NBA. I salute to you, Chris Paul, staying close to home, staying close to the fam in LA, and, you know, trying to trace what you haven't essentially gotten as of yet. One thing that has eluded you.
What, the Lakers?
And the Clippers.
Clippers.
Yeah, the Clippers. Yeah, he ain't going to the Lake Show.
So you desperate.
At this point, I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say at this point, it's just for the love of the game for him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to go out there and give his best one last time, one last season. The Clippers do have a nice little team with Harden and Kawhi surrounded around them as well. I just have my doubts about them getting over the hump and getting it done. Even if they decide to dedicate their season playing for Chris Paul, that's just how I feel. That's just what it is. I don't expect nothing from the Clippers, period. Playoff appearance, but that's about it. Also, the Los Angeles Lakers did also sign Marcus Smart. I only put that out there for one person in particular who tunes into our podcast by the name of Woke Yourself, who I did receive a call from regarding the matter, as he is a diehard Lakers fan and just wanted to rub a little dirt in the wound as we are here in Boston. And you know, it is what it is. I mean, you know, I'm not saying nothing like, you know, Lakers in 5. Yeah.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, that's right. They going home in 5. I'm sorry, they going home in 5. But I will say this suplex of the week is for the aforementioned Boston Red Sox and their lack of acquiring any heavy hitters besides just 2 pitchers during the trade deadline. I don't know what the hell's going on in that front office. Breslow, yeah, okay, reliever back in the day, but in terms of front office management and no, it's not happening, bro. No. And we all know that, you know, Theo Epstein is some type of advisor to the Red Sox in some capacity. Nobody's seen Theo, essentially, but you know what? We need a guy in line up here in Boston. All right, and if we ain't getting a guy in line, then damn it, give us a new man, new owners. Yeah, I said it. If you ain't gonna spend it to get where we need to get to be where we need to be, get some new ownership going. My man John Henry, you got Liverpool FC. That is one of my favorite teams. Not gonna lie, my boy Mo Salah is doing this thing out there in the crew. But bro, this is baseball, bro. And you know that we long for them duck boats. You know we long for all the smoke and all the action up here, bro. You need to get it up, going, running, rock and rolling, strutting and strolling. John Henry, Craig Breslow, Red Sox organization.
Shit, so their name.
That's right. I'm calling you out. What we doing? I got invited to go to a Fenway. I can go to the Fenway anytime, bro. You know that? Yeah, I can get to Fenway anytime. They're looking decent and above water, but I need to do better. Hear me? All right, guys. This is the Suplex Sports Podcast. It's your boy Mish. I need you guys to take a moment just to share, like, and subscribe here on the Suplex Sports Podcast. Pretty big shows coming up. We got a big football rip coming up. We're going to have a basketball rip coming up. We're going to have a WWE rip coming up in the next few weeks. Please stay tuned for that as well. Also, potential interviews, singing.
Something special for y'all coming up real soon. Being interviewed by 50 Misha himself.
We just do what we do around here. Simple as that. Suplex Sports Podcast. Share, like, and subscribe. This is your boy Mish. And we're going to see you guys next time.